Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be starting this game a little bit early because all of the teams are ready so quickly. And I mean, I'm excited. I know you're excited, Greek. And I've said this, I think, every single game we've started because we're both just excited to see more Rocket League.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. This is going to be a fantastic matchup. Again, we're going to say it here. Villanova going against Marquette University. And actually reached out to a Villanova player, Riles, and asked him, what's going on here? And asked for a fun fact. He said, Popcorn and I went to preschool together. And then I thought that was really funny. He said, this wasn't planned at all. We just stopped talking after pre-K, reconnected in college. And he also told me he's a business major. So you got a lot of mathematics going on in his head in this game. A very close-knit team from what I can tell. The team's young, but they've been practicing. I'm very excited to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, no, so am I. And I mean, getting these players into this game, and I mean, Marquette now are what, currently first in, or second in the seeding, but they're tied for first. And Villanova, I believe, are a bit further down. I think they're seventh.
Really?
So, yes. So this is a bit of a difference in games. And yeah. So as the teams join this, it's interesting because if Villanova win, they'll knock Marquette down and they will boost themselves up quite a bit.
Yeah, no, this is going to be a very good matchup. I'm very excited. We have all of our players in, so we just got to give them the head, and they're going to go right into this one.
Yeah. Oh, and yeah, as the teams join, we should be able to get this started. And yeah, I mean, seeing this should be good, right? Villanova now, this is their second week. They had the bye last week. So as the teams get in, which they are joining now, we will get this game going. We have Villanova in the blue and Marquette University in the orange.
All right, yeah, let's get into this one, folks. Fresh 5 minutes on the clock up. Best of 5 here. And oh, we're seeing some cool looking wheels on some of these cars here. These players are maxed out here. Let's get right into this.
Yeah, I mean, always you to spot the vanity freak as we start this off. We have Riles, I'm a horse, and I believe that might be everybody who's had to cast I'm a horse has giggled at the name I'm a horse, and Zen being the third player for Villanova, with Nito, JFG, and Ups being the players for Marquette.
This is great. I'm just very excited for this game. Already 40 seconds in. Not seeing a lot of action here, but of course it's only game one. It's going to be a long best of 5 here. And right away, we're seeing some good action.
Yeah, right away. I mean, we are. There's a lot of back and forth at the moment. No shots on goals just yet, but a lot of attempts at setups. I believe we've already had like 4 or 5. And within a minute, that's a lot of action going out. I'm a horse getting a nice little tap there. Is saved by JFG. As now we see Marquette starting to gain some momentum back. Both of them going after it. I'm a horse gets dunked on by Neo as he manages to clear that ball away. A good shot from Riles. Riles getting it to Zen. Zen getting that 50-50 and he goes the wrong way trying to roll the car.
I'm really liking the action that we're getting in early. Zen getting some bumps on the defense there. It's a lot faster paced game. Shot on net, but Horse is able to get in front of that one. It's not over here. Here comes Ops, another shot, but Zen with the save. And right away, this game, just compared to our last 3 games, just the pace that's going on here is just extravagant.
Yeah, the pace is really, really going on at the moment. I mean, it's what you should expect, right? Marquette currently being, like we said, seeded tied at first. And Villanova, although losing their first game, has only played 1 game since they had the bye. And they performed pretty well in that first game, if I'm recalling correctly. So there's no reason not to expect this to not be a fantastic set.
Yeah, we're going to have to see what goes on here. But again, just a little bit of uncharacteristic defensive errors plaguing Villanova as JFG is able to strike first for Marquette.
Yeah, JFG getting a nice, was that center field? Just a nice center field shot on to the goal. And yeah, nobody was in defense at the time. So that's just going to go straight right in and give Marquette that early lead. back and forth at the moment.
Oh,
that just went in. I didn't think that was just going to go in.
That just went in. Wow, that defensive mistake here. Horse sending that one downtown. Nito. That's one you got to hit. That's unfortunate. Almost no excuses for that one. I hate to call people out for that, but that one should have been saved.
Yeah, Alps there with, you know, we were talking about Vanity. I'm really digging the Barry Allen, the Flash style car he's running with a nice bounce from JFG, followed up by Ops. Ops recentering it. There's not going to be a follow-up as the triple commit comes out from Villanova. That could have been disastrous.
Yeah, but instead they were able to hold their ground and keep that ball away from net. Here comes Riles, though. Has a one-on-one opportunity. Can he get a Duke dish off side? No, here comes Horse. Can't make the touch.
Yeah, JFG clearing it out again. Really the name of the game at the moment for Marquette, as I'm a Horse intercepts the ball, resets it up, centers it. Riles flies in. It's saved by Ups, just managing to chip it high enough for it to hit that backboard. Out, starting to run it. Ops is trying to make something happen. I'm a Horse getting it back to JFG. JFG stealing it away. Riles clearing it, passing it to Zen. Zen looking to try and keep it away from the Marquette players, but it lands straight into the dastardly hands of Ups as it's immediately knocked away. JFG now running it down, using that boost, decides to get the read onto Zen as well, leaving it deep into the blue side of Villanova as Ups gets a nice chip onto the backboard. Now Nito looking to make something happen, but Zen steals it away. There's a lot of back and forth at the moment, but the barrage of attacks coming out from Marquette at the moment are putting on a lot of pressure, and eventually that defense is going to crack. Up scoring the second goal.
And it's a beautiful shot on it from Ops, and unfortunate for I'm a Horse, who's got bumped away from JFG. All Ops had to do was throw that one upper 90, and he does, really coming out for his team strong. And now Marquette with the lead here late in game one. Still plenty of time left, though, for Villanova. Let's see if they can pile something together.
Yeah, only 1 goal differential with a minute left. That's more than enough time to even this out as I'm a Horse tried to make something happen. Ops clearing it away. Zen playing it patiently, using that time to reset the ball, then grab the Nitro so that nobody could steal it and he wouldn't be in a missed position in case somebody went to try and nick the ball from him. Centering it back up. Oh, okay. Orbs wins that 50-50 against Riles, but it ends up in the hands of Zen. I'm a Horse passing it back. A bit of back and forth. Piggy in the middle. And at the moment, it is looking good for Villanova as they get a lovely shot. Nito manages to knock it away. We see the attempt from Riles. It's followed up by I'm a Horse, but it's cleared by JFG.
Villanova had the opportunity there to tie it up, and instead is getting shot. She couldn't find purchase. That could have been it for game one, but instead, still a chance here for Villanova. They just got to get this one onto the orange half and create some offensive pressure.
Yeah, offensive pressure is really what they need to be making. 10 seconds left onto the clock. It is Villanova's chance now to try and make this happen. They need to keep complete control of this ball and get it up into the air ASAP as JFG is just going to hit it into the ceiling, try and force it down, and that's going to be game one going towards Marquette.
And Marquette taking a very close game one, 2-1 scoreline here. And right away, we can already tell this is going to be a very close series, but it's exactly what we want. It's very high octane, very action-packed game one.
Yes, and that's, like you said, exactly what we want, right? Keeping that high octane gameplay, keeping those really close calls. Villanova almost completely evened it out there with what, on the 30-second mark? And JFG just came out of nowhere and cleared it, managing to secure that game. That was the key play near the end there.
It was indeed, and we're going to have to see what adjustments Villanova makes, because honestly, I thought their defense looked pretty good, and the way that Marquette was able to score a lot of their goals was that they were just forcing the defense to create errors by getting bumps and by playing aggressive. So you can't really fault Villanova for that. They just got to keep playing their game, and I think that they can tie this one up with ease.
Yeah, a 1-goal differential, I believe, is the closest final score we've had today, other than obviously the 2 overtime games we've had, now that I mentioned that. It's not, yeah, but it was a very, very close game, and I think the set could go either way.
We'll have to see what happens. A fresh 5 minutes on the clock. Game 2 here. We'll see who gets on offense first. It looks like Villanova might have an opportunity, but Nito is going to attempt to get the clear, but Riles keeps it back on the offensive half.
Yeah, and now I'm a Horse going for that backboard. There was a follow-up attempt by Zen, but he just wasn't fast enough. as they're setting it up again. Riles, oh my goodness. Just getting it threading.
Riles!
Threading it.
Are you kidding me? Woo. Take a look at this shot. I'm not only getting the read, does it backwards as well, threading the needle past the defense. Villanova taking their early lead. Oh my goodness.
Villanova saying, okay, we know it was a close game, but now we're going to try and style on you a little bit. And I think Riles managed to pull that off. Like, that was clean. That was looking a bit dicey. But, you know, in Riles, he was like, I've got this. And this is going to be goal number 2 for them.
Oh, hold up. I thought for sure this was going to be saved. I want to take another look at this because Riles just hit this one downtown. And I thought for sure JFG would be able to get on top of this, but no, he just turned a little bit too early. I think if he stayed on that left side of the ball, dodged one more time to gain a little bit more speed, he would have actually been able to get goal side of the ball and hit it towards the left half of his corner and probably could have gone away with that.
Is Riles going to find another one? No, it is cleared there by Nito as Ops starts to take it, passing it back, resetting it back to their goalkeeper, but it's stolen away, hitting that crossboard again. Ops is going to be there. This ball is just getting recentered time and time again in front of Marquette's goal, and that's exactly where they don't want it to be. Right, starting it up now. I'm a Horse. It goes for the shot. The triple commit now, leaving their goal completely empty.
Oh, that's rough.
Fortunately for them, JFG could not. It didn't quite hit the angle where it went straight into their goal, but that could have been absolutely disastrous for Villanova, as they could have lost a lot of the momentum they've gained. Now 2 goals up. I mean, Greek, it's looking good for Villanova.
Oh, it is, but right there for Marquette, JFG, you had the ball in your possession. You just had to tap that one in. He could have had the opportunity, but just that one slipped away. Hopefully he won't be kicking himself for that later in this matchup if they happen to lose by 1, because that could have been a really great goal-scoring opportunity.
Definitely could have been a good goal-scoring opportunity, as I'm a Horse and JFG go for a bit of a contest for that ball. It ends up in favor of Marquette, passing it back to JFG. He's going to try and clear it. Gets a good clear out of it, but Zen immediately on top of that ball. I mean, the positioning, when you react to a clear that quickly, it just shows you the positioning of your team at that point.
You know, absolutely, and this is a very offensive-minded team. Both sides are actually, so I'm actually very curious to see what Ops is going to do. Takes it all the way downtown, fast as lightning.
Yeah, Ups there completely set himself up. I mean, you say fast as lightning, I say fast as the Flash, as he manages to get that rebound off that sideboard and find that goal, bringing themselves up to a net total of 1 difference. I mean, it's completely possible for them to tie it up.
Yeah, it is. And now if you're JFG, you kind of wish you had that moment back earlier when he had the ball in an open net and he had a free opportunity, because he could have tied this game up, but instead Marquette still down by 1. Let's see if they can bring it back here. Ops, he had a great opportunity, but was playing the hit. He wasn't playing the ball, and that's going to lead to a free shot on net from I'm a Horse, and Villanova is going to lead again by 2.
Yeah, I'm a Horse definitely did score there, and like you said, it left them with an ample opportunity there to score a goal because of the prior mistake, and now Marquette dug themselves a bit of a hole on that goal.
Yeah, and there were also, I also saw in the replay as well, there was a lot of bumps going on in their own defensive corner as well, which didn't help their defensive positioning as well. So that also contributed to that goal being scored. But let's see if Nito can put one on net. He does! And right away, Marquette with another answer.
Yeah, that was pretty neat. I mean, he managed to clear that out, got the good hit. I mean, he kind of angled that perfectly, right? He just tapped it on like that top right corner with the front of his car, so that there wasn't too much momentum carrying, so he didn't immediately drop the ball down, but just kind of soared straight in. And you know, just a good read.
I agree, and I think shot placement is just as important as shot speed, of course, because you can throw a ball on net as fast as you want, but if you don't throw it in the right place, it's going to get saved every time.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, getting those reads and shot, I think shot placement is probably even more important, because if you hit a slow ball but it's in the right spot, it's going to go in.
True. It's all about what's happening in the moment, though, of course. But we still have 1:03 left in this game. Marquette really pushing here, trying to tie this game up. But Villanova, whoa, Ops coming through last second to get that save, saving his team some more agony. but now they still have a lot of work to do if they want to tie this game.
Yeah, I mean, they really need to try and tie this up as we see a demolition coming out onto Riles there from JFG, taking him out for a few seconds. I mean, again, we're only up to a 1-goal differential, so they could, in this last minute, these goals have been coming out really, really quickly. I mean, we've had a goal every 50 seconds so far?
Yeah, just about, just based on the scoreline. Ops looking for JFG just wasn't up quite a bit. That could have been a great 1-2 shot placement opportunity. And Nito was there as well, so we're seeing a lot more aggressive plays coming out. I want to see if JFG can throw a shot on net. Instead, this one's going to corral the entire Nova team into one small space, but couldn't take advantage of that. And with 30 seconds left, they're starting to run out of time.
Yeah, 30 seconds is not a lot of time, but still enough to get a nice setup here as Nito gets a fantastic clear, getting it set up straight to JFG. JFG gets that ceiling shot. It is cleared away, but Ops immediately on it. He actually gets bumped along with the ball there. That could have put them in not a great position as they practically set up their opposition. The drop shot comes out from the ceiling, getting past Nito as Ops manages to clear it. However, I do think we are going to see game 2 going towards Villanova as we see another shot coming out and almost a 4th goal.
Yeah, wow, goodness gracious, Villanova holding on. They had to really fight tooth and nail for every opportunity that game to take it 3-2. As Marquette now, like, they get tied up in the series. Villanova coming out very strong here, and we're gonna go into game 3 now, tied 1-1, and it just shows how much talent is on both sides of the field right now.
Yeah, I mean, both teams are playing super duper well now, bringing it to 1-1, and these have both been 1-goal differential games. So it really is those tiny little mistakes that we're noticing is really where these key, almost momentum swinging decisions are being made.
Yeah, and actually, I was going to say if Marquette had another minute of game time, I think they could have easily tied that game up. They were putting so much pressure in the last minute and a half there. I was shocked they weren't able to tie it up.
Yeah, I mean, they really did just need a little bit longer. But unfortunately, 5 minutes is all the time you got, and you gotta do what you can do in that time. As now we're going to see, oh my goodness, okay, I was gonna say it looked like JFG was about to steal that ball away, but Zen coming out with so much speed. Again, now recentering it. I'm a horse getting a good clear, setting it up into that corner, trying to find something. Zen happening again onto the backboard. Bit too much momentum on it, but the double demolition coming out from Zen.
Ooh. Yeah, could have created a great opportunity, but it looks like nothing yet so far. But this ball is still on the Nova offensive half of the field. I actually want to see Horse here put a shot on net, an opportunity. Slide it in. Close one, but was unable to find purchase. And now Villanova might be on defense for a bit.
Yeah, Villanova now flipped. The whole situation has been flipped, and they are on the defense. They're now trying to fight off Marquette from taking this aggressive stance, and they've successfully managed to do it. A good pass from, I believe that was Riles back to Zen, and now I'm of course trying to clear it up as well. All three of them playing it kind of slow. Okay, yeah, going for a nice little bounce on the back. Again, it's important to not always play at full speed. You have throttle for a reason, and sometimes slowing down is the most important thing you can do.
Sometimes you're absolutely right, especially if the other team is really gelling at a high tempo. And if you want to take control of that tempo and kind of lead the game where you want it to go. Of course, I think both these teams are playing at such a fast pace right now because it exemplifies how great they are on offense with their decision-making on the fly. But right now, again, still tied. Both these teams playing very carefully because they do not want to give up match point here because that could spell disaster.
Yeah, I mean, both teams 1-1. Whoever wins this is going into the next game with match point. So, yeah, it's nerve-wracking, right? You don't want to make any mistakes because this is probably the most important game out of the set. Now, Riles managing to clear it out, immediately denied by JFG. And I think that's kind of been the way it's been going. When these big clears come out, either side are just managing to stop them so quickly that it's hard to gain an inch in the current match.
It really is, but again, both teams playing very carefully. A shot almost went in from Ops. Who else could have thrown that on net? from this Marquette team. He's been everywhere today, doing such a fantastic job. I was very surprised to see that one just barely miss.
Yeah, JFG now running it down. Riles is going to be able to save it as Ups gets it past to Neo. Neo rebounding it back, recentering it. I'm a horse, or no, Zen, sorry, clearing it there, and then gets past to Riles into center field. Ops taking a shot onto it, veering slightly too much to the right. And there's attempts being made here, but there's been no goals, and we're 3 minutes into this round.
Yeah, there's been a lot of opportunities on both sides of the field. Here comes JFG. That's going to go off the backboard. Who's there from Marquette? Nito can't get it on target. That's the opportunity you need to clean up. But here comes Ops. He scores. Takes the lead for Marquette with under 2 minutes to go.
And I think that's been the other thing. I think most goals that Marquette managed to get are these quick, consecutive shot, rebound, shot, rebound, shot, rebound. Because I don't think they're expecting the third one.
Yeah, and actually what I saw there was a little bit of hesitation from Mamo, who was on the goal line, was going to go for the rebound and try to make a save on it, but instead reversed back onto the goal line. I think that's what spelled disaster there. As now this, hold up, this one might just roll in from downtown. Are you kidding me?
I mean, there was a pinch. The ball came out with, if you watch, all of the momentum got carried from this pinch, and then it soared past everybody.
You hate to see it sometimes, but hey, Villanova, they're going to take that one. They're more than glad to get a tying goal here. Just under a minute and a half to go.
Yeah, there is. I mean, you could almost say that this specific game is emulating the set really, really well. This is unbelievably close. It really is down to a single mistake.
Yeah, and we'll have to see who makes the next mistake here as we're approaching the 1 minute mark.
Yeah, because I don't think you can fault either team's defense or attack at the moment. It's just both teams trying to force the other's mistakes. Bit of a back and forth at the moment as Warps manages to pass it to Neo. Neo gets Zen, steals it away from Neo. JFG saving it, a long shot coming up. Riles doesn't get the clear that he was looking for. JFG in the air, recentering it into the center. I'm a horse clearing it away. I mean, poor Riles looking to make it happen, doesn't quite get it. There's 30 seconds left onto the clock. I will call it right now. I think we're going into overtime.
Yeah, we might, but it could be too early to call that because there's still ample opportunity left. I want to see if JFG can take control, but instead it's going to be Riles with a shot on net! And barely getting up in time.
I mean, yeah, Ups did manage to get up in time, though. There's now 15 seconds left onto the clock. We're going to hear the buzzer right now, starting that 10-second countdown. I mean, I know I called it a bit early, but with the way that this game has been going, it didn't seem
this
likely.
Could be an opportunity, though, as that ball's going to go center. Here comes another shot, and then he scores! Oh, my goodness, I might have blasted my co-commentator's ear off, but I cannot believe the setup that just happened. JFG finds Nito over the entire defense, and they take Game 3, Marquette University with match point.
You know, and I feel like that came down to the same mistake I made. I expected it to just go into overtime. You start to relax a little bit when it hits 0. And out of nowhere, Marquette steals it away at that 0-second time. We say it time and time again. The match isn't over until the ball touches the ground. And the ball didn't touch the ground.
Oh my goodness gracious. What a game there. Really down to the wire. Wow.
Yeah, no, that was...
I almost at a loss for words. That was fantastic.
Yeah, and that's going to bring Marquette up into their match point. So this is it. This is the do or die moment for Villanova, right? They don't want to let Marquette have 3-0 in the seating.
Oh, absolutely not. You got to take whatever you can get. Villanova, no, you have to win 2 in a row. Not a big deal. You guys have been playing very well against this Marquette team. It's been so close. So close. But we're going to have to see what can happen here. 5 minutes on the clock. Game 4, Marquette on match point. Let's see if Villanova will start first here on the offense. Maybe get something going, but maybe instead it'll just be given back to Marquette.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, it's, you know, it's so hard to call it when one team takes ball control, because this has just been, you rarely see a team get a double tap of control. It's just back and forth constantly. that it's interesting to see where it's ended up going here. Ryle setting it up for Zen. Zen looking to try and make a shot. Goes slightly too high up into that right corner. A bit more of a tighter angle, and we would have seen goal number 1 coming out for Villanova.
And that's kind of the same, like, that's kind of the theme that we've seen with a lot of shots in this game. If only it was tighter angle, if only it was more on target, or maybe the shot was placed faster. That's the kind of thing that we're going to have to get used to seeing in a matchup like this where it's so close, where it really just turns into a numbers game of who's going to have more opportunities and who can capitalize on them.
Yeah, 100%. Like we said, it's forcing those mistakes out of your opposition. It's finding those opportunities, and it's, like you said, capitalizing on them. Because you could be given ample opportunity, but if you don't capitalize on them, you're not going to score those goals.
Yeah, but again, under 4 minutes to go. Nothing really happening right now early on. Both teams playing very conservatively, especially so Villanova. We're getting some bumps out, though, but they weren't able to actually create some more offense with that. Instead, now they're back on defense. More opportunities galore. Here comes a shot towards the net. Here comes JFG. Does he have anyone center? No. And that ball might get cleared away.
Yeah, that's exactly what Villanova want, though. That was looking a little too close for comfort, as Neo now resets it back up. I'm a Horse managing to clear it away, though. JFG actually bumping him, though, stopping that momentum ups, resetting it. Zen now clearing it there. They do manage to get that successful clear after a couple of attempts, centering it in front of the Marquette goal. JFG running it down, though, and he might be able to make something happen here. I'm a Horse very, very narrowly intercepting it. A lot of back and forth, setting himself up.
I like the opportunity from JFG, but you know, the soul place only can get you so much farther as Ops collects the pass from JFG, and that's what you need here. The pass plays coming out strong for Marquette. Of course, I'm a Horse had a little bit of to do with that play there, as he's able to get the bump on it, and it actually just falls in the hands of Ops. But unfortunate circumstances there now, and Villanova kind of backed into a corner here, because all of a sudden the pressure just became that much more threatening.
Yeah, I mean, Neo getting the tap pass again, and a shot being made by JFG.
Okay.
I don't know if that was a good read by JFG or coordinated between the two of them, but Neo not going for a shot and immediately just bouncing off the ceiling to delay it for JFG to carry all of that momentum was a really smart play.
Yeah, you know, I would almost say I wasn't so sure if that was planned, but the fact that they were able to, I guess, adjust their offensive pressure as a result of that just speaks volumes to me. And it just goes to show how deadly they can be in almost every situation. This Marquette squad is not one to laugh at. They're an exceptionally good Rocket League team. They're proving it here against Villanova. Now let's see if Villanova can bring it back, though. There's just over 2 minutes left. They need to score 2 goals to tie this one up and force the game 5. Not even force the game 5. They just need to tie this one up to force an overtime potentially. Yeah,
because as we said earlier, this is Marquette's match point. So them being 2 goals up with 2 minutes, Ops getting it past one defender, gets it past the third as well, but there was enough time in that bit, that confrontation for the rotations to happen, and I'm a Horse and Rose managed to rotate back in time as JFG gets a nice save there, but that's not putting down the shot from I'm a Horse, which was also rather clean.
Yeah, maybe opportunities coming out from Villanova, but again, like, just taking a look at the offense right now, we have 7 shots from Marquette, only 3 from Villanova, so there's a clear difference in how much offense both these teams are currently generating right now, and it's all Marquette.
Yeah, well, Marquette took that game. They were playing it kind of conservatively. I think, like I said, I think they were kind of feeling the pressure that that might be the most important game because it gives them that match point, like, pressure on their opposition. That they kind of played it slow, and now they're really turning up the heat because they have a cushion game in case it doesn't work out.
Yeah, and we're going to have to see what happens here. A minute to go. Can Marquette close this one out? Here comes Ops in the air. He has no boot. That one's going to bounce in. Are you kidding?
I mean,
are you kidding me right now?
That was absolutely phenomenal read by Ops there. He was fully confident in that play. Yeah. And I think we've seen goals like this all day today. We've seen these really awkward angles that almost feel like if you were to draw a line from the car to the goal, they're almost parallel, and the ball still goes in.
Yeah, I have no idea how that angle. That just, to me, is just the amount of confidence this team has. It's just unbelievable.
I'm a horse getting a good save there, but being 3 goals down at 30 seconds, average of 10 seconds a goal is not looking good for Villanova. So they really need to start putting on the pressure here, and this is what we said a few games ago. It's usually the last minute, the last 30 seconds where these teams start playing hyper aggressively and try and force these mistakes. It doesn't matter if they get scored on now, because each second that's going by is reducing their chances of a comeback.
Indeed, indeed. And here could be an opportunity for Villanova. Riles just throw it in. And now we have a start here. Maybe they can get 2 kickoff goals. It's not out of the realm of possibilities. We've seen it happen. We've seen multiple kickoff goals today. But it's going to be a very tall order. They need 2 goals in 8 seconds.
Yeah, 2 goals in 8 seconds is not easy to do, but like you said, we've seen the double kickoff goals. We saw a on the buzzer goal, but oh my goodness, they just left their goal completely open.
They just did, and that, I think, it's going to be it. Villanova is going to drop to Marquette. The official scoreline when the buzzer sounds will be determined momentarily as soon as the ball touches, and it goes. Marquette finishing with style as they take down Villanova 3-1.
Yeah, 3-1 is definitely a good scoreline to end up on. Villanova taking themselves a point in the standings as well with that win-loss differential. So it's, you know, both teams benefited from it. Of course, if you were Villanova, you wanted to get a win in. If you were Marquette, you wanted to get that 3-0 standing.
Yeah, seriously, but man, what a day of collegiate Rocket League action that we got to take a look at. Goodness gracious, just going back from earlier on, they can't believe so many hours ago, Butler University versus St. John's. Butler took that one 3-0. Xavier against Georgetown. Xavier took that 3-1. Seton Hall 3-0 Providence College. And now Marquette University 3-1 Villanova. Fantastic day for all these teams, as we're going to get a little bit of a shuffle on the standings for this week going into next. But goodness, you know, Navik, thank you for having me on. Like, this was so fun. I can't wait for next week.
Yeah, it was an absolute pleasure to have you on. And of course, we will be back next week at 12 EST on Sunday. So again, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in to week 3 of the EGF Big East Invitational. And if we're going to go just recap over the day, we did see Butler University winning over St. John's, Xavier University winning over Georgetown, Seton Hall winning over Providence College, and Marquette University winning over Villanova. You can catch us for all of those updates and announcements at official EGF on Twitter and Twitch. And once again, I'd like to thank all of the schools for participating. The Big East are absolutely phenomenal. And for the rest of this week, if you want to come and catch any of our high school esports, we do, of course, play more Rocket League on Wednesdays at 4:15 EST, Super Smash Bros. On Tuesdays at 4:15 EST, and Overwatch at 4:15 EST on Thursday. I have been Cavan Naviccasts Dignan, and you can find me on Twitter at Naviccasts.
And I've been George Meet and Greek Zogby. You can also find me on Twitter at Meet and. But of course, wow, thank you again, Kevin, for having me on. This has always been a pleasure of mine to always help out here, and like it's fun. It's real fun.
It is super duper enjoyable. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself, and we will be back with you with all of these games next week.